wanna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when
Hello everyone. So we're not in Disney. Our last video that you guys saw was of course of our Disney trip, and just to let you guys know, don't worry, we've got tons more footage of that coming at you of our trip, but we just wanted to check in with you kind of with all the stuff that's been going on the past week to 10 days of the development of, should we say the word?
No, that ucky virus that's out there.
Yeah, the ucky virus that's going on. And so we just wanted to check in with you really quick. We hope you guys are home and healthy. We did get home. We had a great trip. We feel very blessed to actually been able to experience Disney the week before they decided to close their gates. And actually I think it's kind of shocking to have that happen, and Luke and I were kind of talking a little bit about I'm sure a lot of you had spring break coming up this week, and I've heard a lot of plans have been canceled, and I think it also made me think about us vlogging. Our whole channel isn't about travel or anything, but we do actually follow a couple of channels and know some people who they are vlogging channels for travel. And I think how this whole thing is taking place, everybody's world is changing. So, you know, the thing is, we're trying to find the bright side of all this. So if your trip has been canceled, the cool thing is now in this day and age is the technology that we have. And I encourage you to go find some of those travel vlogging channels and experience the destination through them. So have fun with it. Take your family, sit down and say, we're gonna go discover this, and you guys can still kind of enjoy the location. I know it's not in person, but go to those channels and see what they have posted and really enjoy their footage. If you're looking for Disney, we actually started a Disney playlist because we've been to Disney a few times, more than a few times this last year. We'll include that link in the description below to our Disney playlist. Also, we went on a Disney cruise, so check out our Disney cruise videos. We'll include those in the description. And we've traveled a couple other places, so I'm gonna go ahead and start an adventure playlist right now, and we'll include that down below. But some other channels, what would you recommend?
If you want to watch Disney stuff, I always think Tim Tracker is an awesome Disney channel. Another one that that does some cool videos is a channel called Family on Standby, and that's an airline employee who flies on standby a lot. I know that they're going to be affected by this because they won't be able to travel as much, but you can check them out. Another channel that we've watched some is Jones Family Travels, and they do a lot of Disney stuff. I think they just did a cruise too. I do agree with Jill. I think we're really fortunate that we got to go to the park and get a good trip in before it closed. We did find out from Disney that our annual pass membership is going to be extended by the same number of days that the park is closed. So crossing our fingers, we're hoping that if it's closed long enough, we'll actually get to do one more trip on our annual passes before they expire, which we were sort of thinking about doing at the beginning of April, which not a chance now. So hopefully maybe sometime in May if that works out. But when we were there, and you'll see this from the videos, it was starting to get a little bit lighter, especially during the weekdays. But on the weekend, like the Friday that we were there, it was still very busy in the park. So, but it was a great trip, and you'll see the videos from that trip. Yeah.
So we still have, like I said, the rest of that footage coming up, and we'll probably post it in this coming week sometime. Yeah, so it's been crazy. Our schedule has been disrupted somewhat, as what I'm sure everyone's out there, you guys' world has changed, schedules have changed. Unfortunately, the kids' swim team has shut down for at least the next 2 weeks, so that means no more swim team practice in the mornings, and all their meets have been canceled until at least a month. So I'm going to be rearranging schedules that way to still keep the kids active. And poor Kenya, you guys probably saw in our last episode, she was in a huge, well, she had a huge audition, and she
for a talent show.
For a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
And she made the cut into the talent show. And that talent show competition was supposed to be going on April 3rd. And we just received an email the other day that that entire thing has been canceled. They're not even going to reschedule it. So
hopefully they'll do it again next year, and she can try again. But
so that was kind of devastating to her. Lincoln's Aviation and Aerospace Academy has closed indefinitely. They haven't even set a date. They've said indefinitely at this point. So the other day when I was giving the kids this news, it was interesting to see how it started to affect them. And I kind of feel like in this time, we can kind of help our kids start to see when they face these kind of changes in life that they have no control over, that there's still stability, and look at the positive side. So I feel that's kind of the approach that we're taking in our house right now, that trying to incorporate into them, even though their world has completely changed, and even point out to Kenya, even though her competition was canceled, there's bigger things out there to look at and give them more of a worldwide view of this and help them grasp it at this time. And I think also we're just trying to say maybe this is a time for us to really slow down and enjoy that family time now that I'm not rushing to practice and so much with their schedules. Actually, I feel like a weight has been lifted, and I'm sitting here looking forward to the things that we can do together. Luke's still going to work.
I am, although I did miss some work this last week just because we had some sickness go through our house. Not virus related sickness, but still enough to keep me home. So this is not a time to go into work sick, by the way, for all of you who are thinking about that. If you can avoid going into work sick, I think that's the right thing to do. I know Congress passed some laws that are supposed to try to help with that, so that it's not a financial burden on people, but it's just a good time to stay home when you're not feeling well.
Yeah. So so I think with that, we are trying to keep a positive outlook for the kids and help them deal with that. And I know that there's a lot of parents that I've talked to saying, I don't know how to help the kids do that. And I think we're not based off of fear. We're choosing not to do this off of fear. It's just stability and holding on to the values that we've based our family on and focusing more on that.
Yeah, I do think though that, you know, when stuff happens where things that they're looking forward to cancels, it kind of just makes it hit home a little bit more. But that's a great opportunity to teach the kids that, you know, we don't need to be shaken by that, and just kind of figure out what we do next and go on with our lives. So it's been a good lesson, and honestly the kids are handling it really well. They're being super positive now, and we keep going forward. Right.
So I think right now just adjusting and going on with that. And today we're going to do a few fun family activities. It is Sunday, so I'm actually going to make a recipe that, with all this virus stuff going on, and it's just been a hard hit flu season, we try and do a few things to boost our immunity around here. So I wanted to share with you an awesome Trim Healthy Mama recipe. We are huge followers of Trim Healthy Mama, and there's a lot of the recipes that we really stick to, and it helps all of us with immunity and everything like that. So I just thought I would share that recipe with you today. We're gonna do a couple fun family things. I think we're gonna get outside and go for a walk because the weather where we're at right now is nice, and we're
I feel like it's a great day to get fresh air too. So we actually, it's warm enough where we were able to open up the house and just sort of air out the house. But if you notice, we're sitting outside on our back patio, and other than the airplane flying over, most of the time what you're hearing probably is birds in the background. And it's like spring is starting to come up. We already have tulips coming out of the ground.
I'm excited.
But the birds all of a sudden are going crazy around here. We have tons of birds.
Yeah, and you guys probably can't hear it, but the past couple of days we've discovered, I think we have a beehive. in our backyard because you can walk back here and it's this loud buzzing.
It's like
and
a
it's
hum.
not, yeah, it's not just a few bees. So
a lot of people are flying airplanes today, though.
I know.
It's just like, that's like the 4th airplane I've
Well,
heard
that's a good
since we've
thing,
been.
right?
Yeah. Well, they're little airplanes, but sure.
They're small. They're, yeah.
Just real quick on this drink recipe that she's going to share with you. It's amazing. Our family loves it.
Yeah.
And it is very, very, it's packed full of healthy stuff. So
Yeah.
we actually been drinking a little bit of it every day, and I think it's helped us. So great recipe to try, especially right now when you just want to kind of boost immunity and feel like you're getting extra vitamin C and healthy stuff into your body.
Yeah. And also with that, because I've been dealing with more fatigue than usual with my autoimmune, my coffee drink in the morning wasn't helping, and now that I've started this, it's really good for adrenal fatigue, and I've actually noticed a perk.
Good.
So
It's good stuff too. Tastes
yeah.
good. So here's some footage of us doing some fun family stuff today, and Jill's going to share that recipe with you for the drink mix.
All right, so we're now gonna go ahead and make that drink that Luke and I were talking about, and it's a Trim Healthy Mama recipe, and it's called the Singing Canary. And the kids like it, I like it, even Luke likes it. It's kind of like an orange juice type of drink, and we've been drinking it first thing in the morning, about an 6 to 8 ounce cup each of us, and then right before we go to bed we're drinking it as well. And we've kind of found out it just helps with our energy level, and it has so many good things in it that it's just boosting our immune system and helping us. The recipe is actually in the description box down below. It takes you straight to the Trim Healthy Mama webpage where the recipe is posted. And also, just to let you know, today I am doubling this recipe. So everything I'm doing is doubling it, and it makes a 2-quart jar of juice. If you guys just follow the recipe on the link, it's just a single serve, which would be 1 quart. Let's go over the ingredients and what you need to get this started. We are using 4 lemons, MCT oil, ground turmeric, vanilla extract, Himalayan salt, lemon essential oil, and if you don't have this, you can use pure lemon extract if you would like to do that. Stevia, and the recipe calls for protein powder, but I substitute collagen for the protein powder, so that way it keeps it dairy free, and Lincoln can enjoy this as well. And also the recipe calls for 2,000, I think, milligrams of vitamin C powder. I didn't have any vitamin C powder, so I put 1 tablespoon of Baobab Boost powder. Today I am using 3 cups or 24 ounces of water. And once again, I am doubling the recipe, so if you only want to make a single serve of this, please check the recipe in the link down below. Now that I've gone over the food ingredients for this recipe, there are also a couple of items, non-food items or utensils that you're gonna need to make the juice, and here they are. All right, I'm using a 2-quart container filled with ice. If you use the single serve recipe, you'll only need a 1-quart container. A bowl to put our juice, to strain our juice into. A mesh strainer, or if you don't have that, you can use cheesecloth. And then I am using my Ninja mixer. You can use a food processor or whatever mixer or blender you have in your kitchen. Once you've got all of your ingredients together and all of your utensils together, it's time to go ahead and start making the juice. The first step that you want to do is get your lemons, and you're gonna want to peel them. And when you peel them, actually you're gonna need to use a sharp knife, because you just wanna take the yellow rind off. You wanna leave as much of the white skin on the lemon as possible, because there is so much nutritional value in that white part of the lemon. So when you peel them, use a knife and just take the outer layer of the yellow part of the rind off. Once you have all your lemons peeled, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and slice them and de-seed them. And you'll slice each lemon into 4 slices and go ahead and remove all the seeds. Once you have your lemons ready to go, we can start adding the rest of the ingredients and mixing everything together. So guys, what I do at this step, since I am doubling this recipe, I break it up into 2 separate, so I leave 12 ounces of water in this container, and then I'm gonna put 12 ounces of water with 2 lemons in my jar, just because my mixer can't handle it all together when I double the recipe. So the first step that we're gonna do is add our water and lemon in your blender, and then blend it really well. Your lemons and your water, you want to make sure and blend them really well, so I usually do it anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. The next step after that, go ahead and take that blended mixture and you want to pour it through your metal strainer into the extra bowl that you have. Once you go ahead and run that juice through the strainer and you get all the pulp out, you can discard the pulp and you'll want to use a spatula to push it through the strainer, and whatever you have left, you can go ahead and take that pulp and just throw it out. The next step is just to transfer your juice that you just strained back into your food processor or blender, and then we're gonna add all the other ingredients. Once you've added all the other ingredients, you want to go ahead and blend the juice again for about another 2 to 3 minutes. And after that, we'll go ahead and pour it into your container over the ice. I have a 2-quart container, and whether you're doing a single serve and have a 1-quart container, or you're doing and double the recipe like I did, once you get all your juice added, you want to go ahead and top the rest of your container off with water and make sure it's full. The last step that you have to do before you can enjoy your singing canary juice is to go ahead, put the lid on, and shake the container really good. Once you've shaken the juice really well, you're ready to pour it and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. It's great. Get some, Lincoln.
I would say orange juice.
It's kind of a combination between lemonade and orange juice. I do like it when it's a little bit more watered down, because if you don't water it down, it's just a little bit too, like, I don't want to say chalky, it's just got more substance to it. So I really like it when it's watered down a little bit.
What about you, Lincoln?
You've got a canary mustache.
From a kid's point of view, what would you say?
I said it tastes like orange juice with a hint of lemon.
Okay.
Good stuff.
It's so good, and I just love it first thing in the morning, and like I said, we also drink a glass right before we go to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Remember, we've got more of our Disney trip coming your way. Hoping you're all doing well, and thanks for always watching. See you next time.